What is going on? I hope you are having an epic day. In today's video, I live in southeastern North Carolina, and last week we had one of the coldest weeks we have had within like the last 12 months.
Significant shrinkage.
Nothing crazy, but it did get into like the teens at night and 20s and 30s during the day. This week's gonna be just as cold, and this weekend, there's a chance for snow. And like a lot of you out there, I spend a lot of time in my garage, especially on snow days, working on projects, tinkering on stuff, or just chilling and watching YouTube. Most of my time is spent out here, and it sucks when it's cold. And back in the day, I would reach for one of these space heaters, and they're okay for warming up the area around you, but if I wanted to heat my entire garage, I'd probably have to have like 3 of them. Even then, it would take a couple hours to get the garage warm. Not to mention, for every 24 hours I ran those 3 heaters, it would cost me like $15. I would literally be paying to burn heat. Nowadays, I heat my home as well as my garage with Bitcoin miners. My garage in particular, I use commercial grade Bitcoin miners. This one uses the same amount of electricity as 2 of these space heaters, so it's gonna heat the garage much quicker. It can also heat more than this garage, and instead of just burning electricity for heat, the byproduct of the Bitcoin miner, not only is it the heat, but you also earn Bitcoin, which is sort of like storing energy. So we're gonna get this Bitcoin miner set up and mining and see how long it takes to warm this garage up, because it's literally almost freezing in here. I'm also gonna tell you some difference about home miners as well as commercial Bitcoin miners. We'll talk about profitability, mining to a pool, solo mining, plus so much more. I'm your host, Tech Hustler. First, let's talk about home Bitcoin miners, or what's marketed as home Bitcoin mining heaters. My top 3 are the Avalon Q, the Avalon Mini 3, and actually my favorite has got to be the Urlacher. Some of the benefits to these home Bitcoin miners is they're quieter. They don't get as hot as a commercial miner, so they don't need as powerful as fans. They also use Wi-Fi, so you don't have to worry about Ethernet. Not only that, but they run on 110 or 120 volts, so it's a normal plug that can plug into anywhere. Now, some of the disadvantages when compared to home miners, they are lower powered, so they're gonna put out less heat, but they're still gonna be just as powerful as a space heater. Also, since they're lower powered, they're gonna have a lower hash rate and earn less Bitcoin. And last, they cost more. But having Wi-Fi and being able to plug the miners into 110 makes it so much more convenient. What's up, guys? I just want to take a minute of your time to talk about Mining Disrupt 2026 in Miami, Florida. Chances are, if you're watching this video, it's probably the first time that you've ever considered Bitcoin mining. And if you're thinking about Bitcoin miners to heat your house, or you're thinking about using Bitcoin mining to stack up Bitcoin, or maybe you're thinking about a career change and you want to see what Bitcoin mining offers you, well, I highly recommend you schedule a trip this July to Mining Disrupt in Miami, Florida. And you can scan the QR code above or use coupon code Tech Hustler. That's gonna save you 20% on your tickets. I'll see you there.
I highly recommend it. It's always a fantastic opportunity to learn more.
You can have conversations here you can't get anywhere else.
Beginner, home miner, or industrial player, Mining Disrupt is going to have something for you.
These are the places where the things really happen. Mining Disrupt is a place to be. See you in Miami.
With commercial miners, you really need to use Ethernet. I mean, there are some Wi-Fi adapters and they do work, but I don't trust them. And if you don't have Ethernet in your garage, you can easily add it. All you have to do is get an Ethernet adapter or switch out your router for a mesh network. Now, the biggest barrier to running a commercial grade Bitcoin miner is going to be the power. You're gonna need at least 220 or 240 volts to be able to run a commercial grade Bitcoin miner. Now, most garages have dryers in the garage. So if you have a dryer plug, you're good. That's 220 volts. All you're gonna need is like some adapter plug. Other than that, you're going to have to add it and make sure you get a licensed electrician, or you're just gonna have to stick to one of those home miners that only uses 110 volts. And now let's talk about the price, because these commercial grade miners are actually cheaper than those home Bitcoin miners. Now, this isn't the best example. This is a high commercial grade Bitcoin miner, a Canaan Avalon 1566. This one costs around $2,000 to $3,000, but you can get an Antminer S19 from anywhere from like $300 to $500 on eBay. And that's gonna use around the same amount of wattage, so it's gonna heat things up just as quick. It's just not gonna have as high as a hash rate, but you can still get them over 100 terahash. And now let's get this plugged in. Like I said earlier, you can get an adapter. That way you can plug your miner directly into your dryer plug or whatnot. But I'm using a PDU. This is a power distribution unit. So I can plug multiple miners in here, but I can also keep an eye on the wattage and the voltage. So anyways, we have everything plugged in and ready to go. Temperature is sitting at 44 degrees. It is 1:46 p.m. Let's see how long it takes to get things heated up. Now, it is gonna be loud when it first starts up, but after it gets mining, it's gonna quiet down and just be like a little hum in the background. While the miner's warming up, I like to use these Efire balls right here. Just in case anything were to happen, this is like an Efire extinguisher. You'll see. It's these little, well, they're not little, but there's these balls right there, and if they detect a flame, get hot enough, they will extinguish the flame, to say that much. We have a cage right there. I'm just gonna put this on top. Just like that. So, you know, if anything were to happen, my fireball will take care of it. We won't burn down my house. I've never had a problem with a miner. Knock on wood, but you never know, you never know. I'll leave a link in the description down below. I've got a coupon code too, TechFire, that's gonna save you more than any other code out there, so check them out. And now let's talk about profitability as well as mining pools. When it comes to home miners, they have their benefits. You can use Wi-Fi and plug them in anywhere, but they are more expensive. Now, the Avalon Q is gonna be the most profitable. It is 1600 watts, 90 terahash, and at today's current value of Bitcoin, it's gonna make around $4.54 every 24 hours. Next is gonna be the Mini 3, 800 watts, 37.5 terahash, and it's gonna make $1.89 every day. And then we have the Urlacher, which is a modified S19K Pro that's been made to run on Wi-Fi as well as 110, using 1200 watts, getting 56 terahash, making $2.25 a day. Now, that might not be the most profitable, but I like the price, and you can do so much with the Urlacher. And for today's example, we're gonna use an S19, which you can get on eBay for just a couple $100. Now, when it comes to commercial miners, I would buy those used on eBay all day long. You usually don't have any problems with those. And if you do, eBay has a money back guaranteed. Now, when it comes to the home miners, those can be a little finicky. I'd rather buy those brand new than buy those used on eBay. But you know, you do whatever you want to do. So anyways, the S19 Pro 120 terahash, 330 watts, that's going to make around $4.81 a day. It's not as efficient as the Amazon Q, but it's going to heat you up quicker and make more money and at a fraction of the cost. And if you want to know how profitable your miner is, go to whattomine.com. And under ASICs, you can enter in your electrical rate information and type in whatever Bitcoin miner that you're looking for. Now, if they don't have that miner or you want to look up a certain amount of hash rate, you can go to coins, go to Bitcoin, type in your hash rate, your power consumption, as well as your electrical rate, and that will calculate how much you can earn with that amount of hash rate. Now it's time to decide, how are you going to mine your Bitcoin? I don't know if you know, but there are two ways to mine Bitcoin. The first, and what you're probably familiar with, is pool mining, where you plug your miner into the wall, your Bitcoin mines to a pool, and whatever Bitcoin your miner earns, you get. Well, there's also solo Bitcoin mining, where you're not mining to a pool, your Bitcoin miner is mining all by itself, and you're gonna earn nothing unless you mine a solo Bitcoin block. And if you just happen to mine a solo Bitcoin block, it's gonna be 3.125 Bitcoin. Now, although this is very unlikely, it does happen, and there is a slim chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
And I'm gonna show you how to do both right now. The first thing you need to do is find the miner on your network. For me, it's super easy. My internet service provider is Spectrum. I use the Spectrum app. I go inside the internet network and I look for what's newly been added. And then I type in the IP address 192.168.whatever, and that's gonna take me to the miner. Now, if you don't know how to do that, if you don't have an app, you can just hop online and download a internet IP scanner. Angry IP Scanner is a good one, and find the address that way. And here's what the dashboard is gonna look like on your Bitcoin miner. Depending on the manufacturer, it could vary a little bit, but they're all pretty much the same and all pretty intuitive. Now, once you put the IP address in, you're not gonna be taken directly to the dashboard. You're gonna have a login screen. It's gonna ask for a username and a password for Avalon miners, and for Bitmain and a few other, it's username root, password root, that's ROOT. Some other manufacturers have weird ones like admin 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 maybe. But if you can't figure it out, just look up your manufacturer online and look up the username and password. And everything right here on the Avalon 1566.212 is looking good. Everything is in the green, and you can see the hash rate, 214 terahash. So we're getting a little bit more than advertised, and we have a power consumption of 3,766 watts. I bet that garage is over 60 degrees right now. But anyways, let's go over here to configuration, and this is where we're gonna change the mining pools. Right now, this is the address for solo.ckpool.org. This is the solo mining pool. And there is my Bitcoin mining address for Solo Pool. Now, to get this, we're just gonna go to solo.ckpool.org, and here it is. Here's the address, solo.ckpool.org. That's the stratum, 3333, and you can even just copy and paste right here. Copy and paste that right into your miner. And the worker is going to be your wallet address. The password's going to be X always. Save that, reboot the miner, and then you're going to be solo mining. And you can see I'm solo mining Bitcoin right now with 291 terahash. And if you want to pool mine, it's pretty much the same thing, super easy. For pool mining on Bitcoin, I use F2 Pool, All you're gonna have to do is come over here, make an account, choose Bitcoin, and remember your worker name. It's not gonna be your wallet address, it's gonna be your account name. Now we're on the home page. We can scroll down, and right here we have our URLs. These are our mining addresses. You can just copy your mining address, come back over here to the Avalon and paste your address right here. And then for worker, it's gonna be your username. So mine would be Tech Hustler. And then just to name the miner, I could put a period dot, you know, whatever I wanna be. I named this miner Z. You can see dot Z. And then password is always X, save and reboot. Then you'll be pool mining. And that way, every bit of Bitcoin that your miner mines will go into your wallet. The only thing with pool mining is you can't cash out your Bitcoin until you mine at least 0.005 Bitcoin. And at today's value, that's about $500 worth. All right, guys, so the time right now is 2:52. I don't remember when we started. Wow, it's warm. Because it took a long time to record and I made some lunch, but the temperature, holy smokes, 68 degrees. It's almost 70 degrees in here. It just feels like a jet engine right there. Now we are getting a little bit more noise, not really fan noise, but like this metal right here is shaking or something. So I might need to tighten a bolt, but let's see how hot this exhaust is. And just like that, it's 70 degrees here. Let's see how hot the exhaust is. Wow, 149, 150, 151. And this being a commercial unit, you have those high-powered fans up front just blowing this throughout the entire garage. And it's 150 degrees right here, but when you touch it, it's really not that hot at all. I'm kidding. I mean, it's hot to the touch, you know, but it's not burning me. It's not that bad. If I left my hand here for like an hour or so, we'd probably have some problems. All right, guys, that's it. That's how I'm heating my garage with a Bitcoin miner. And if you watch till the end, drop your solo Bitcoin mining address in the comments down below. And I'm gonna pick someone randomly here and there, and I'll mine 212 terahash to your solo mining Bitcoin account. And other than that, if you want to support the channel, I will have links to all the home miners that I talked about in today's video. And if you buy one, I'll receive some sort of commission. So thank you very much if you use my link. And always don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name's Tech Hustler. Happy mining. Peace.